don't blame black people for this. Why we got to keep saving folks? And black men have been emasculated in the Democratic Party. That's real. If Trump wins, God forbid, it is going to be because this president and the Democratic Party did not deliver material changes for the people of this nation. It is going to be because this president and the Democratic Party led over genocide.
In 2022,
sometimes I don't care who you are. If you are making sense to a certain level, I appreciate you for what you're doing. Now taking a look at something the Young Turks producer Ana Kasparian says she left the Democratic Party after she was molested by a homeless man with an in Los Angeles. This is just an example of what she said on this video. For people to change their mind, not to support Kamala, it is based on what this administration is doing. So if you see them changing minds, men saying, oh, I cannot continue with the Democratic Party, they should understand that that is what is happening. It is important. I show you some of these videos. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. It will do you no harm. If you share out this video.
In 2022, it was around March. I was walking my dog. It was not quite dark yet, but the sun was setting. As I'm walking my dog, I see these two guys that were just kind of like moving around weirdly. You know, they seemed kind of manic and their clothes were tattered. So I knew that they were probably homeless. And I also knew that they're probably on something just based on like the twitchy way they were acting. But living in LA, I mean, there's homeless people everywhere, right? So I've never had problems. I didn't think anything of it. But as I was bending down to pick up my dog's mess, one of the guys like grabs me by my hips and he had an erection and just starts like humping me. And I didn't know what to do. Like I was terrified. I didn't have a weapon on me. Like I had no way of defending myself. I didn't know how far it was going to go because it's two guys. I'm by myself with my little dog. It was one of the most terrifying things ever because I'm pretty good at defending myself. In that moment, I just knew there was no option.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And luckily, he stopped and they just laughed at me and walked away as they were laughing at me. And so there was the fear and then the humiliation and weirdly shame. Like I felt ashamed for some reason. And it was awful. And it was really taking a toll on my mental health because I have to walk my dog, right? So at least 2 or 3 times a day, I'm going outside kind of scared. And so I opened up about this on the show, not really thinking much of it. And before I know it, I'm starting to get these messages and it's like really, really harsh stuff. And it's about how you are painting a picture of the homeless community. You know, how could you be like this? You know,
yes, it is extremely sad to see that this happened to her. But I have a problem. Yes, the truth is that a Libra will always remain a Libra. When I watch her recent videos, she is going off on Democrat on many issues. If she pointed that the reason she loved the Democratic Party is because of this, I really cannot agree with that. There are other issues that she cannot outline on this video based on my observations.
And before I know it, I'm starting to get these messages and it's like really, really harsh stuff. And it's about how you are painting a picture of the homeless community. You know, how could you be like this? You know, these are your unhoused neighbors and they need help. A few people accused me of being racist when I had never disclosed the race of the individuals who did this to me. And in fact, they were white. And so like when they started accusing me of being racist, I'm like, wait a minute. Why are you assuming that the people who did this?
Of course.
Yeah, like, I think you might have a problem here.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that woke me up. That woke me up because I'm like, oh my God.
They eat their own.
You can clearly see the reason she outlined why she loved the Democrat Party. Like I said, Anna is having a lot of issues with the Democrat Party. You saw the First Lady at the beginning. Turner made it clear people are changing their minds with the Democratic Party not because they don't like a particular individual, it is simply because of what the Biden administration has done. She went further to name something. So Anna sitting here narrating what happened to her and the experience, how they accuse her, it is concerning. Like I said, there is still more.
Because new polls are out and it doesn't look good for Kamala Harris. I have not been this worried in a long time. So we don't have a lot of time left. We have less than a month left, and she's now losing in almost all the swing states. So I'm going to go break down all the numbers for you guys. They don't look great. I'm going to give you what people in D.C. are saying, Democratic Party are saying, Republican pollsters, everyone across the board, how are the markets doing, et cetera. First, look, I'm telling you this, not again to ha-ha or whatever. I'm telling you because the pundits are almost always wrong. They never come back and tell you, oh, yeah, we got it wrong, et cetera. They don't tell you oftentimes ahead of time. They do Monday morning quarterback. They've, all those different things that they do wrong. The reason I tell you guys stuff ahead of time is so you can see whether I'm right or not. So you can see whether you should trust our analysis of what is reality.
You can see the panic in their eyes. When this started, when I saw CNN, trying to put out polls, oh, MMBC, oh, Kamala is doing this, is winning, I had to be silent to observe to the very end. Now it is crucial where they cannot play with polls. They are looking at this and they are frightened. I put out a video recently where even Bill Maher is acknowledging that it is over. This same Bill Maher we saw a few weeks ago changed his mind that Trump would lose. I was shocked to see this segment today. I was like, so you finally realize that things are bad. They didn't know that things can change like this.
Listen, I know you've knocked and knocked, and I know you've called and called. I know you've given and given, and you're worn out. But the truth is, you are the front lines. This is it. I mean, I'm looking at these beautiful faces, these women, and at these strong men. God, is there anything sexier than a man who is like men for Kamala? But you are the front line of this battle. For lack of a better word, it really is. There are two ways forward, and you guys are going to have a huge voice in how that way is chosen.
I believe you're seeing the C-list actress, Jennifer, is struggling to appeal to men to change their minds. This is coming as a result of what they have seen, that men are not for Kamala. You saw what happened recently.
It's 25 days before the election, and I got to say, it's not looking that great for the Democrats. I mean, this is not a good sign. Tim Walz is headlining a voter engagement event tonight with black men. Who better to connect with young black men than Tim Walz?
He said that we've got these cities and these towns that are being overrun by gangs and the crime out of control. I absolutely agree with that. And guess what? It's the MAGA gang. It is the white supremacists that have decided to descend upon places such as Springfield, Ohio. So I agree with him. I just disagree with who the problems are.